Well, Fox 9's Corin Hoggard just landed, we understand, in Philadelphia, where there is, of course, a big rally there today. And Harris expected to speak at 4:30 this afternoon. So, Corin, you got on your flight, not even knowing yet the pick. What's been happening since then?
Yeah, we just landed. Did something happen? I'm not sure. No. We were following Twitter all the way and communicating with some of the governor's staff. And actually, in my row, everybody was asleep except for me. But I could hear some rumbling behind from other people who were kind of doing the same thing as me and just monitoring, X and all the social media, and figured out that our governor was indeed going to be the vice presidential nominee to stand beside Kamala Harris. So we came out here not knowing for sure whether he was the guy, but we knew he was down to one or two, and he was right there with them. So tonight, we beat him here. We know he's just left East Cliff not that long ago, and so he'll be on a plane over here, and we'll see him here tonight, standing next to Vice President Harris for the first time as the Democratic ticket, although that won't become official until probably tomorrow, when the electors in the Democratic Party get to actually cast their votes and approve him as the vice presidential nominee. But excited to hear what he has to say tonight. You have heard from Rob just now the reaction from local Democrats, some of the national Democrats, and the other side as well. And it'll be interesting to see how this race shapes up. We do know Shapiro, the governor here in Pennsylvania, was one of the finalists, and he has gotten behind Walz as the candidate. Barack Obama has done the same. Mark Kelly, potentially another one of the finalists, has done the same. And we know that tim-walz, in Minnesota, has won a congressional race in a traditionally Republican rural district, and that seems to be what they'll be looking for him to do, is to appeal to voters in some of those districts that could swing either way and potentially come to the Democrats when it comes time for November. Alex Kelly?
Yeah, Corin, I know you can't see this, but we were just looking at some live aerial footage of the plane that presumably is taking Walz to where you are. As you mentioned, you beat him there to Philadelphia. We understand that rally today at Temple University, seating of up to 10,000 people. We had heard that they have sold out, expected it to be a big event. Obviously, all eyes knew that this rally, the Harris campaign, Corin, had mentioned that this was going to be the spot where we would meet her running mate. So this was not a surprise necessarily. The surprise was going to be who's going to be alongside her. I know this is still kind of early and you just got off the plane, but what do you expect? What are we expecting from this? What do you think we're going to hear? I know you follow politics here locally at the Capitol. What do you think we're going to hear when it comes to Walz and what he will say?
I think you're going to hear much the same as we've heard from him in Minnesota. He's got this, folksy reputation of the way of speaking, and one of the things I read today was one of the reasons that Vice President Harris has chosen him to be her running mate was just kind of the rapport that they developed when they spoke. And he just has this kind of easygoing way about him that kind of wins a lot of people over, and when he's having his personal touch with them, and it seems he's won over Kamala Harris, and we expect him to try to do that with the rest of the nation. As you know, he hasn't won over a lot of Republicans in Minnesota, so they'll have their say about that. We've seen revelations about fraud within the government, and we're hearing a lot from Minnesota Republicans about how he has let this happen under his watch, and so they'll challenge that folksiness, and maybe that folksiness means that there's not enough oversight. So we'll hear that through the campaign, but tonight you'll hear probably Governor Tim Walz, introduce the presidential candidate now, Kamala Harris, and try to engage, as he has in Minnesota, with a lot of rural voters especially. But everyone. He's somebody who has been credited with crossing lines when he was a school teacher and won Teacher of the Year in Mankato. Some of his fellow teachers said he was the guy who could reach across lines. He's the guy who could talk to the poor kids and the rich kids. He could talk to the kids from every race, and that is what the Democrats will look for him to do tonight and all the way through November and potentially beyond.
All right.
Yeah, you've kind of become a quickly an ambassador in Minnesota, at least for the day. I'm sure people will want to ask you a lot of questions about, obviously, Tim Walz and being selected, but also waltzing apparently is the new dance that we're seeing on Twitter.
Corin, we'll let you. Yeah, we'll let you get your luggage. I know you got to.
I was going to say.
Go ahead.
He actually has some appeal with younger voters, I've noticed. My daughter, one of them, she's 20 years old, and she's mentioned that he gets a lot of play on TikTok and some of the social media that I'm not so great at. So, you know, maybe that's another aspect of his likability that the vice president might have appreciated.
Sure. Corin, I know you got a big day. We'll let you go. We'll get you set up for the big rally later this afternoon, but we appreciate you joining us here live on the air as you just landed in Philly. Thank you.